Aloha, it is Dave Lawrence. How are you? Big mahalo for tuning in. Today we are honored to have a legendary cat who is on the line ahead of a return to the island's May 22nd Blaisdell Concert Hall last year to perform in May of 2008. He's got a history going back about 40 years in the islands. Born and raised in Detroit, one of the names most closely associated with Motown, has a voice and style among the most recognized around the world. He's been called America's Poet Laureate of Love. He's, of course, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and between his time with the Miracles and his solo career has established himself as one of contemporary music's all-time most important artists. Look for his latest albums, Time Flies When You're Having Fun. Also at Cracker Barrel, there's Now and Then. A huge thrill, honor, a landmark interview moment in my life to welcome a personal hero, Smokey Robinson. Aloha and mahalo, my brother. Thank you for taking a moment for me.
Aloha, David. Are you sure you talk about me, man? That was a great introduction. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If I didn't come to the table with that, bro, I'd be in poor shape to be introducing you. And thanks for coming back to the islands. But before we get into that, Brother Earl was kind enough to tip me to human nature and something that you're proud of, that you've had a part of sort of importing from our Asia-Pacific neighborhood, so to speak, here in Hawaii, which is what we consider Australia, and importing it to the U.S. mainland. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I actually was sort of aware of them because before I met them, their last 3 CDs in Australia and in that part of the world, really, in Australia and Fiji and parts of Asia and all that, man, these guys are the Beatles, really. I mean, they're just awesome over there. All their records go platinum, and they had been recording all Motown music, and they recorded several of my songs. And so for their 4th one, that was going to be their 4th one in a row, they not only were going to record the Motown music, but they came to the States to invite some of the Motown artists to be guest artists on their CD, and I was going to be one of those. So they came to the studio. I was actually working in the studio myself, and they came to the studio and sang for me a cappella and blew me away, man. So, I mean, I thought they were just awesome. And I recorded a couple of my songs with them on that stint, and so did the Temptations. And so they asked me if I would come to Australia to promote the record with them. And so I said, of course, and I went over there, and I got a chance to see them visually, and they are just as awesome visually, if not more so, than they are vocally. I mean, it's incredible. And so they wanted to get exposure here in the United States, and so I brought them, first of all, to Atlantic City. We did a 2-week stint in Atlantic City, but I was trying to get them a permanent home here for a while, so I made a year deal for them to appear in Las Vegas. And so we did the year in Las Vegas, and they did it so great and so well, man, until we got a 2-year extension, and the guy named the club after them.
Oh, wow.
They're in the Imperial Palace Hotel, but he named the club the Human Nature Club, and they're just a wonderful, wonderful group, man. I'm very proud of my association with them.
That's huge, and it sounds like it. It sounds like what I liked about the way you described it is the way that first you sized up the sound of the music and their talent with the music. Then, equally as important, you went and noted it visually.
Yes.
I mean, it was like you followed it up by making sure you went and saw it. Is that some insight into how you find things how you find talent, if you will?
Well, you know, Dave, I haven't really been talent searching in a long time. When we first started Motown, I was a vice president, and that was my gig. That's what I did. I searched out talent. I signed up talent. I did all the talent stuff there, basically. But I haven't really talent searched for a long time. It just so happens that this was ready-made and fell into my lap because they came to invite me to sing on their record, and then to go and I got a chance to see them just per chance, you know.
It was just the hunting skills at work. I could just see.
Yeah. But I think that's very important because in the early days of Motown, man, we had a school there. We had what you call artist development. We were the only record company to ever have that. We had artist development, and when you signed for Motown, you could not just sign to be a recording artist. You had to go to artist development. And during the course of that time, I don't care who you became, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, the Supremes, the Temptations, the Jackson 5, the Miracles and Me, whoever you became, when you were in Detroit, 2 days a week you had to go to artist development, and that was just mandatory. So we had a school, and so I'm very used to seeing groomed talent, because we refused to let our artists be seen, no matter how big their record was, before they were groomed.
You just can't take the A&R guy out of some people. And so, 'cause I've been doing this a long time too, and I can just hear it in you. It's really cool, and I know all that about you, but it's just nice to hear it. Wow, you really are. You're a sharp tack over there. There's no question about that, my brother.
All right, man.
This trip that you got coming up here, we're very excited, and we're fortunate that you've been here a few times to sort of set a fan base, if you will, in the islands. I have this map of all the dates that I know of that you've done over time. And before we talk about some of your history here, what brought you to the islands this time? Are you going to go overseas after or before the show? Are you coming here on vacation? What's going to prompt the Hawaii trip?
You know, Dave, I don't really know where I'm going to go before or after that, because I don't keep up with that. They
Nice.
point me, I go.
I love it.
You know, and so I don't really know, but I do know that the islands are one of my favorite places in the world. Is there? I come there sometimes just to play golf. Sometimes, you know, because it's so beautiful. Every island has its own characteristics, and it is so beautiful. But I always have enjoyed performing there. So I'm looking forward to it too. I can't wait. I mean, I'm just really looking forward to it.
My loyal listener Steve of Honolulu said you made your first ever Hawaii appearance in June of 1972. It was June 11th at the Blaisdell Arena on the Miracles Farewell Tour.
Oh boy, okay.
Do you recall anything about that?
No.
I don't doubt it. That seems so long ago. I can't even believe it. It's like pre-Watergate. I love it, man.
I'm glad he had that information, man.
Yeah, no, he's loaded. You know what he did, actually, though? He actually, in addition to telling me about some dates that you did in 1981 also, and in 2008, which was your last appearance, he had some interesting quotes from an interview that you did here in Honolulu way back in 1972. And you said in that interview two things that he pointed out, which I thought said a lot about you, and especially considering our A&R kind of discussion we just had. He says one of the quotes was, "You can say in a song something you can't say directly to a person." Almost like it's an outlet for feelings that, and as the songwriter guy that you are, all these songs that we hang our hat on, you know, that you gave us, that I humbly, you know, am so grateful to talk about with you. Or is there a song in particular that you think of that has lyrics in it, that has something that you said in a song that you wouldn't have said directly to a person? Does that apply to any of those big songs that we love so much?
You know, Dave, probably a lot of them, because the fact that, especially the heartbreak songs, when you do the heartbreak songs, and when I'm writing, first of all, when I'm writing, I'm trying to write a song. I'm really trying to write a song. I'm trying to write something that if I had written it 50 years before then, it would have meant something to people. As I'm writing it currently, it's going to mean something. Or 50 years from now, it's going to mean something to people. So I'm trying to write a song. If it's a hit when I record it on myself or someone else, then that's a bonus. But maybe I won't give it the right treatment. Maybe I won't give it the treatment that the masses of people will take to and say, oh, I love this song. But 50 years down the line, 20 years, 10 years down the line, somebody could pick it up and say, hey, this is a song, so I'm going to record this. So one of the most flattering things for me is when other artists record my songs. And especially due to the fact that most of the ones who have ever done that are songwriters themselves. And they have millions of songs to pick from. So for them to record one of my songs is always a wonderful, flattering thing for me. But probably a lot of the heartbreak songs have said things that directly you wouldn't want a person to know that they had that kind of hold on you, to tell them that.
Right, be too revealing.
So probably a bunch of them, man.
Yeah, I like that. That's right. That it's probably a wide range of times you've taken advantage of that in life. Another one that you said that I thought was interesting: an artist writes and sings what he feels. The public either accepts or rejects it. And then that's funny about your explanation for the songwriting. It's sort of like you already explained that, because you write in this, what I was thinking, as you said it, a timeless manner, an ageless quality you're seeking.
Well, thank you very much, man. I hope so, because I really want to as a songwriter. That's my goal.
Well, I mean, and it comes across, and also looking back, you talk about songs you've written for other people. Of the ones that come to mind for me, are there any that you're most fond of? I think of My Girl, Get Ready, the way you do the things you do that have these like enormous qualities about them.
Well, you know what, Dave, there's not one that I'm more proud of than others, but the one that has become my international anthem as a songwriter is My Girl. It's my international anthem as a songwriter. We go places where the basic language is not English, and many of the people who come to the concerts don't even speak English. And I do a medley of songs that I've written for the Temptations in our live concerts, and it closes out with My Girl. And people don't even have to hear My Girl. As soon as the music says, boom, 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 they know what's getting ready to happen, and they all sing it, whether they speak English or not. And it is just one of those songs, man. And it's just, I never really dared to dream that it would become what it has become. But I'm very proud of it.
As you should be, my brother. And another one that, on a totally different note, when you think about when you wrote it, you know, you say some of these things, the genesis for a lot of great songs or pieces of art comes from heartbreak. So you think of Tracks of My Tears. Does it have a different meaning to you now after it has become what you just described, an epic cultural landmark that can be heard around the world and has adopted meaning to even 12-year-old kids who were never even a part of that generation? They can hear that song now, and 10 years from now, it's going to be this, they're going to remember this period in their life. Has the song changed in its meaning for you?
You know what? Only in as much as what it has accomplished. Some of the songs that we play, Dave, I have sung them thousands and thousands of times. But I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Every single solitary night that we're performing, all those songs are new to me. I can't slough. I can't go out and say, oh, well, we sung this song 1,000 times, so let me just hurry up and run through this. They're all new to me because the reason I still perform is because out of my work that I do, it is my favorite thing. Now, I enjoy writing songs. I enjoy it so much. I feel so blessed to be able to do this. And I enjoy being in the studio. I enjoy all that. But my favorite thing is when I get a chance to go out and one-on-one with the fans and one-on-one with the people and be there with them. Every night for 2.5 to 3 hours, which is the time we spend on stage, I'm having a party. It's just a big, joyful party to me to see them and to hear them singing those songs back to me and all that, you know. So the Tracks of My Tears is one of those have-to songs. I have to sing that wherever I go. If I don't, they're going to throw stuff at me, you know. So it's one of those songs. But every night, it's new to me. And, you know, I think that people have this mythical thing about entertainers. They think that you go and you do the concert, and every night after the concert, you're going to go and you're going to party after that. You're going to be up all night and party and stuff like that. When I get through, people have come backstage, because I have what you call a meet and greet. People come backstage after the concert and they say, okay, Smokey, where's the party? I just had the party. That was the party to me. Now I'm getting ready to go back to my hotel. I'm going to look at some TV till I go to sleep, and that's it. But every night they're new to me, man. And so the Tracks of My Tears is just one of those songs that wherever we go, I mean, I have to play that song, and but it's always new.
I was so lucky in 2009, the Rock Hall 25 shows, 2 nights, MSG, Madison Square Garden in New York City. And I got to watch you live in concert there at Madison Square Garden, playing that with Stevie. It was, do you remember that? I mean, does that stick out to you, or like of the thousands of times, is that just another blur?
Yeah, no. That was a very special night. It was special in as much as there were people there, man, that I hadn't seen in years. You know, show business is actually a very small community, and everybody knows everybody. You even know the people that you haven't met. I mean, you know them through their music and what have you, you know, and you feel like you know them, and when you see them and when you do meet them, it's like you're just talking to an old friend,
right?
You know, and everybody was there, man. And it was just such a special, special, special night. I was very happy to be there.
You nailed it, bro. You nailed it. It was
Thank you very much, man.
Dude, it was, I get chicken skin remembering it as I remember it now. When you think of people playing your songs, which you mentioned, did you ever, I'm curious, for Grateful Dead fans or people who admired Jerry Garcia, and it's a huge chapter in the rock world, he used to cover your stuff in his solo band quite a bit.
Yeah.
Were you familiar with that?
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. When normally what happens is when another artist records one of my songs, they send it to me. So and Jerry, I was Jerry Garcia fan, man. I think he left way too soon. There are people that I feel leave too soon, and he was one of them.
He used to floor the way you do the things you do, or I second that emotion.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that that helps bring an artist like you further down the line, to people who generationally, it adds, I guess, to that timeless quality.
Sure, and it exposes my music to people who are not necessarily Smokey Robinson fans,
Right, exactly.
So yeah, like I said, as a songwriter, man, that's my dream come true.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I wanted to know, because the way you said that it meant so much to you. It's a great form of flattery, and I really only appreciate it so much now talking to you. Now I can flash back to standing there in those arenas as he would play those songs, and it's heavy. It is heavy. He must have really loved you quite a bit, man. Well, I loved him back, man. Yeah. And I hope I see you at Blaisdell this time. Well, I'm hoping that as I wrap it up with you, I did want to ask you, do I have time for a final question, Smoke? Sure. Okay. Where does radio fit into your musical education? And because we are radio, we're the public radio station out here. And where is radio today for you? Well, you know what, Dave? Radio is I'm going to be truthful with you here. I miss the days of voluntary radio. And what I mean by that is that there was a time when the programmer could play whatever he wanted to play. Mm-hmm. He could play what felt good to him. He could play his favorite music. He could play what he wanted to play for his show. I miss that. Because now everything is programmed by corporations and whatever, and there's a playlist, and you have to adhere to that playlist. And I'm not sure if you get a chance to even put a song in every now and then that you like. Because I was on the radio for 2 years. I had a radio show in Los Angeles for 2 years. I was on the radio for 2 years, and I had like a music talk show where people called in and I talked to them and answered questions and blah, 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 and I played music at the same time. But all the music was programmed for me. And then every now and then I got a chance to play a song that I liked or that I just wanted to play, rather than having it programmed by a corporation and I had to play that list. So I missed that. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm with you. Well, I mean, in that, believe me, I totally know, because I worked in commercial radio a long time, and now I work for the public radio station, which has a lot more freedom in public radio. It's a whole different ball game. Well, bless you, man. And thank you. And that's what. And yeah, and on that note, what I wanted to just say to you was, we are the NPR station here statewide in Hawaii, public radio, listener supported. We have really nice studios in Honolulu. I was just hoping during this rare visit you're making to Honolulu, we might be able to have you drop by the studios at HPR. We'd come and pick you up if that was necessary, bring you back to your hotel. And if we can't pull that off, I'd be humbled if you'd let me come to the concert hall, record a brief in-person interview. Do you think we could accomplish one of those two things? Well, you know what, Dave? I'm sure that you can accomplish one of those two, and Earl is the guy to do that, because like I said, he's the man, so get with him, and I'm sure that one of those can be done. And you're willing to do something? Absolutely. All right, I appreciate it. As long as you think I'm worthy. If I wasn't worthy, I'd work on it in a few years down the road. I'd try. You're worthy, my brother. Thank you so much. Oh, cool, man. Value your time. I hope this was okay. Did I ask okay stuff? You sure did, man. I appreciate you. God bless you. You be safe, Smoke. Thank you, dude. Okay, man. Thank you. Aloha.